Hi guys, it's Andy from Pontefract Scuba Club. I just wanted to do a quick update on my finger spool video. Firstly, thanks a lot for watching it. It's like 80-odd thousand views, which just boggles my mind that many people want to watch it. But thanks a lot for watching it, if you watched it, and thanks a lot for all those guys that have left a comment. Really positive comments, and it seems that you know, the videos helped a few people get along with finger spools a bit better. So I hope it has. It certainly did me. So yeah, good. So I just wanted to show you a new product that I've been using and do a bit of a review of it and let you know what the good features are, let you know what the problems are with it, and because the reason is because I think it's going to be, it's definitely the next step in making your life easier using a finger spool. So we all remember this. This is my old finger spool. And this is tidal power. It showed you how to tie it up a little bit smaller, but it's the basic thing with the little loop and the loop at the end. If you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, you need to go back and look at the other video, because I'm not going to be going through it all again in this one. So have a look at that and then you'll know what I'm banging on about here. So anyway, I've been lusting after one of these new finger spools for a while, anyway, treated myself a few months ago, and I've been using it, and I just want to show you why it's made, again, my life a lot easier, and why it could potentially make your life a lot easier when using finger spools as well. So it probably won't surprise everybody, certainly in the UK, that I'm talking about the Apeks Lifeline. Now, apart from the over dramatic name, come on, Apeks Lifeline, seriously, you know, whatever. It's a cracking bit of kit. Okay, a cracking bit of kit. So, what do we like about it? Well, first, it's shiny and pretty and sexy, and we're all divers and we're all kit tarts. And if you say you're not a kit tart, then you're a lying kit tart diver. All divers, I'm sure, used to be magpies in a previous life, and if it's shiny and sexy, which this certainly is, then you want it. We all want it, of course we do. So, first selling point is it looks good, and it does look good. They come in 3 flavours. This is the medium green flavour, which comes with 30 metres of line. You've got the big one, which is 45 metres of line, that's in a sexy blue, and then you've got the little baby backup one, which is only 15 metres of line, that's a little purple one. It is really quite small in some respects. So why do I like it? Well, let's compare it with the other thing, with a sort of standard finger spool, yeah? So a standard finger spool, you've got one thing of line. They normally come overloaded, as we already spoke about, and you end up stripping a load off, and then you tie it up as sort of I've shown you before. Okay. With this one, it's slightly different. So you've already seen, look, there's 2 different colours of line. Now, just as a quick aside, guys, the setup on the bolt snap is exactly the same. Okay, there's still no clipping it onto the side of the spool. Don't do that. The setup's exactly the same as I showed you in the last video. Even Apeks themselves have done a little video about how to set this up, and it's exactly the same as I've shown you before. Okay, so no difference there. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the lines that you're getting. So first thing you'll notice is that it is not overloaded. You've got clear access to those to the holes, and the line is on, and it's not up to the edge. Okay, it's 30 metres. 30 metres is what you're paying for. 30 metres is what you get. 30 metres is what you can use with this spool. So there's no need to mess about with it. Straight out of the box, it's usable straight away. No need to strip any line. Okay, the main line, as you can see, is this sort of bright luminous orange colour. It's not round. In fact, it's very flat. It's a flat profile sort of cord woven. It looks very strong. I don't know what exactly the strength rating is, but it's very nice, and because it's flat, it spools on really nice as well, and doesn't sort of bulk up. Again, why it's they've managed to squeeze 30 metres of line onto this spool. When we spoke about the first finger spool, remember we talked a little bit about knots and making sure you're doubly safe and sticking extra knot in. Well, as you can see on this, there's no knots. Okay, we haven't got any knot there. The line is looped and then machine stitched together, and the machine stitching again looks very robust. I've known people who've had this like over a year now, and I've never heard of one failing or splitting or fraying. if you have, then let me know, because as far as I'm aware at the moment, these guys are pretty indestructible. So really good quality stitching, so no need for any knots. I don't think that's going to let you down. Now this is one of the really cool features about this. Such a simple little idea. It just shows that the guys over at Apeks, or guys and girls over at Apeks, are really thinking about it. And you know, these things have been designed for divers, by divers, because if you'd not used one of these things, then you wouldn't know this is a problem. But I mean, if you've used a finger spool, or you've spooled anything on, you know, whether it a rope or a bit of string on something, you'll know as you're twisting it back on, it twists the line. Now I've got one of these, another one of these, that I thought, oh, I'm going to put some better line on it because this line's a bit cheap and naff. So I bought a load of line, and it was nice. It's really nice line. But because it's a bit more quality and it's a bit more cord-like, as you're wrapping it up, it gets twisted in it. And sort of once I got up to the DSMB, there'd be like a bird's nest of twisted line, like bits twisted off and sort of zipping off at this angle, and another nest over here, and it was a real pain. Well, this is really nice line, and this twists when you get it on. But of course, what they've done is they've put this little stainless steel swivel in between the two. So as you're putting the twist in, wrapping it back up, it's just coming out on the swivel. Really simple, really clever idea. I like it a lot, and again, the quality, you know, I've had this in salt water numerous times. There's not a rust speck on it. It swivels beautifully still. You know, if you were a swivel aficionado, again, this is, you know, got to be up there. It just works, and it works well, and it does a really cracking job. So really good idea. You know, hats off to Apeks for thinking about it and thinking, well, that's how we cure that, because it does. It's really good. Okay, then we come on to this, what I guess in fishing terms would be classed as the leader. So this is the bit that we kind of focused on in the last video, how to knot up the end to make life easy for you, getting the line out of the spool and getting it off the DSMB once you're back on the boat. Okay, now again, there's no knots here, there's no loop. Use this exactly how it is. Put my teeth back in. Exactly how it is. So, well, how does that work then? So let me get this spooled up again then, and I'll show you why you don't need the various bits and bobs. So as you get it off your double-ended bolt snap, that's what you're going to end up with. Okay, so as we said in the previous video, if you look in there, okay, now if you were trying to pull that bit of line off the spool, and you're wearing neoprene gloves like I do, or especially if you're wearing dry gloves or something like that, you're not going to be able to get in there to get the purchase on the right bit of line. I mean, at least with this you can see which bit you're going for because you've got the two colours rather than being one colour, but again, that's still quite difficult. So that's why we put the little loop in to make it easier for us to get out. Now as you see, there's no loop on here, and the reason for that is because again, we've got this stitch section on the end of this leader. Now on this one we've got two strands, obviously that's to loop back through to attach to the DSMB, and then again we've got this stitch section, and then just to add a little bit of extra sort of stiffness to it, which is I'll talk about in a second, they've got this little bit of heat shrink tube that they've put on the end and branded up. Okay, so to start with, that's your loop on the end that we did in the other video. So that's the bit you pull that will dismantle everything off your DSMB when you get on the boat. Okay, so that replaces your end loop. It also replaces the little side loop because it's quite stiff. In fact, this whole leader is quite stiff, and that means that you don't need to be fettling in here trying to pull it out. You can get this end and then just push, and it comes out. You see, there we are. So you don't. They've totally got rid of the need to be going like this because they've just stiffened this up, and it stays stiff underwater, especially this section here. You know, it's, as you can see, you can sort of bend it into shape, and you know, so it's quite stiff. So you just push, and it comes out like that. And again, because you know this is much thicker, round cord, it's so easy to use underwater. Yeah, so no need for any loops. Okay, now I'm not knocking my loop. My loops is, you know, if you're using that type of finger spool, then definitely set it up as I've shown you in the other video, because it works and it's the easiest way of dealing with one of these. But if you've got one of these, or if you're thinking about getting one of these, then you don't need to do any of that, because it's designed in. Yeah, that's why I really, really like it. It's designed in. Like I say, someone's gone out, a clever thinking person's gone out and gone, right, this is what we need this to do, how do we achieve it? And they've done it, and it really works. So that's the line, guys. The other thing you tend to find with these is, you know, especially if you're cold water diving, again, if you've got the gloves on, you can't get your fingers in this hole here with thick gloves on. I mean, you know, my thumb barely fits in that sort of naked, and okay, I accept I've got fat fingers and thumbs, but you know, even so, you know, there I can hold it and spool it, it's fine. If I put my 5mm waterproof gloves on, that just doesn't work. I can barely get me finger and thumb in the hole, and if I was to do it like that, it just gets, you know, a little snag in the line and pop, it just goes and then it's off, which is not ideal. Okay, it's flat-sided. As I'm holding it, it's just not, it's not ergonomic. Okay, it's not allowing me to freewheel it nicely. I'm trying to stretch myself. With this spool, it's got a beveled inside on both sides. Okay, and look at the size of that hole. It's massive. It's designed for cold water diving. It's designed for people wearing thick gloves or dry gloves. Okay, now look, you see, put my thumb in there. You see that? Let's put it over there. There we go. Like I can get another, probably get another 2 fingers in there before it gets filled up. It's a big space, yeah. And again, you know, with it being curved here, I'll put my finger and my thumb, and there's plenty of room. It's free to do what it does. Again, with the aluminium and being so smooth and sort of anodized, I think the word is, it's beautiful and smooth, and it just spools off so easily. It's you know, even with big thick gloves on, I can go get my glove right now, put this on, and it'll do exactly the same. It's fabulous. So one thing that did concern me was, because it's so smooth, is it like a bar of soap? The answer is no. It's really easy to handle, really easy to stop and control, because I've put this little tooth section all around the outside on both sort of outers of the spool. So again, if you're holding it like that and you need to, say, slow it down a bit, or you know, it's done and you want to just hold it while you get your bolt snap and get yourself sorted, just a little bit of pressure on this bit here, and it just stops. I mean, these teeth just bite into a little bit into your neoprene, and it's rock solid. So it spools easy, it stops easy. Do you know, it's such a good finger spool, and it's really, really well thought out. Yeah, it's great. So, I mean, even to the point, guys, okay, I'm going to get really soppy now, okay? Bloody fly, go away. It's a bolt snap, yeah? You get this bolt snap with the thing, okay? I promise you, right, that you've had bolt snaps. I've had bolt snaps. We've all had bolt snaps. This is the best bolt snap you've ever owned. It's fabulous. It's balanced. The springs are great. The mechanism is great. The bits aren't wobbly and loose. It's, you know, it's a good quality bolt snap. It's by far the best bolt snap I've ever owned. And it, you know, just pick it up and you just feel the quality of it. And the whole thing is just quality. Okay. Now I know I'm gushing a little bit, but what you've got here really is the Rolls Royce in finger spools. Okay, if you're a finger spool user, this is as good as it gets at the moment. Okay, as good as it gets. Now, that brings me to the only problem with this. This is the Rolls Royce of finger spools, and it comes with a Rolls Royce price tag. It really does. Okay, so Delrin finger spool, bog standard thing. You can pick these up for £10 or less. Okay, £10. Yeah. This one, which is the mid-sized one, so mid of the range, so to speak, is £60. You can get it a little bit cheaper. So the cheapest I've seen at the minute is about £52. Okay, £10, £52. I can get 5 of these plus change to get 1 of these. Okay, now if you want the big 45 meter one, that retails about £70. Again, I've seen you can get it for just over 60 odd quid, but that's £60 for a finger spool, yeah? And even the little purple one, okay, the tiny little purple one, is still retailing at about 40 quid, 38, 40 quid. So they are not cheap at all. That being said, if I had my money again, would I buy another one of these? Yes, every day of the week. I will not go diving without this, or one of these, because it does make life that much easier. They are so easy to use. They are so easy to use. They look nice, but forget that. Even if it looked like a pig, it's been well thought out. It's been well designed, and it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well, and it does it easily. So, just before we get any comments, I'm not being paid by Apeks. I don't know anybody from Apeks. I've never met anybody from Apeks. All I can tell you is I bought one of these because I saw my friends and I had to go with his, and his was so easy to use. And I bought it and I've used it, and I genuinely think that if you're a finger spool user and you want to make life even easier than it is at the moment, then you definitely want to get one of these. You know, if someone you know's got one, or if you see me out diving anywhere and you want to go with it, you're welcome to, okay? Because I promise you, you're going to think this is ace. So they're worth the money. It's a lot of money. You know, it's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money for a finger spool. But they're worth it. They're definitely worth it. Anyway, give it a whirl. Dive safe. Look after yourself. Have a great dive season. Here in the UK, it's been a bit windy and rainy this year. So fingers crossed that you're getting out and you're not getting blown out. So enjoy your diving, dive safe, and I'll see you soon.